속도 Tenzin 기 소신하기에
Just 1 second.
동마 별게 라나미 베오티 진노 콘세kem 좀 초라 쿠선 그자 응은도 주베 더 나가나시 바울로가 한센라게 제도 아니 그선 그지 슈초 달라 별미마 지들 현조기 지들 남바 그 백이션 현조기 초소 그 백이션 현조 초수로 단지수 다나시 뉴욕 뉴저지 슈누 다 초바하기 글레 남바 안 망조 장만하니 공들들 슈기요 이니야 직 슈초가 산에 미니소테 슈누 초수를 속소 말에 단다 레도 속소 말 속수를 딩냠도 단다 나 타마 베든 슈두 레규기 아리기 데도 와차데요레 VTAG 아리 내셔널 코디네이터 안다다 셴게 망고질레 여자니 녜기디 딩냠도 다 드링기디 게지기 레규지긴도 인게 돈이 슈초다라 야마도게 인지 망고지도 아니 벽에 돈이 슈나 콘서 가치기요메 지금 하고요 말아 I just wanted to share my thanks to RTYC New York, New Jersey for inviting me here to speak to you all. It's very inspiring to see a lot of young Tibetans, myself included. I am Gen Z. I feel really old in front of all of you, but I still am technically Gen Z. One thing I wanted to mention is since Loga Ranzin's self-immolation, I've seen a lot of energy, particularly among the Tibetan youth. You know, they have a lot of energy. They want to do something, whether it's protesting, participating in the hunger strikes, going on marches. And I hope that energy is sustained after Loga Ranzin's 49th day of the self-immolation, of his passing. And thinking about what can we do as Tibetan youth. I just have a question. How many, I'm sure most of you are from New York. How many of you are, whether you're affiliated, a board member, or participate in, Tibetan organizational work, whether it be SFT, RTYC, the Jin Soba, how many of you are involved? If you can raise your hand. That's a lot less than I expected. And so that shows there's a lot that we can still be doing. And it doesn't even mean you have to be in an organization. You can do it at the smallest level, whether it's, we don't have to be marching every day, we don't have to be doing hunger strikes, we don't have to be organizing protests. At the smallest level, whether it's at our schools, right, doing a project on Tibet, getting people aware of what's going on inside Tibet. Even, it could be in your math class, your history class, your social studies. Any of that is an area where you can talk to people about Tibet, showcase what's happening. I once did a project in math class, and it was something about it was on fractions. I was in middle school, and I incorporated something about Tibet into that. Like, you can, if you have the desire and the energy to do it, you can find any reason to include Tibet in it. So you don't always have to be doing some protest or political work, even if you're not, you don't have to be in political science, you don't have to be in international relations. If you're in business, if you're in fashion, if you're in UX or computer science or anything, you can find a valuable sort of an outlet to talk about Tibet. And that's what I wanted to focus on, because how can we sustain this energy among Tibetan youth, not just within this 49 days, but beyond? Because we have a lot of energy, we have a lot of ways, a lot of different thinking strategies, and I just wanted to share a little bit about that. And we can also utilize, a lot of us are born here in America, like myself, right? We are American citizens, we are Tibetan American. That is a power, that is a leverage that we need to use, whether it's meeting with our congressional members, whether it's meeting with our local city elected leaders. We are their boss, they need to listen to us. whether it's at the halls of Congress in DC or here with the mayor's office or city council, we need to understand that we have power too. We're not some hopeless Tibetans always asking people for help. We're not like some beggar. We have power too, particularly the younger Tibetans. And I hope you realize that, and I hope you remember that. And I hope you get more involved in Tibetan organization. It doesn't even have to be an organization. You can help be a tanglang, right? A volunteer at your Tibetan cultural school. You can speak more Tibetan, right? I mentioned earlier, because this is sort of an international, and there's a lot of non-Tibetans moving around, that I would like to speak in English, but I would like to speak in Tibetan, but just because of everything else, I think English is much better for conveying, for communicating. But speaking Tibetan, our language is under attack, and we have the privilege of learning it here. The Tibetans inside Tibet, that right, that privilege is denied to them, even if they want to. I remember Tibetans were protesting back like a decade ago when schools were trying to enforce Chinese languages in their Tibetan schools. But Tibetans rose up and they protested, knowing the consequences of that. And so that's something we need to realize. Like, we have these Tibetan cultural schools, community centers. We should not take that for granted, because a lot of Tibetans probably inside Tibet would die for that. And they have died for that right. And so we need to remember that and not take for granted the things that we have here in the United States. And the last thing I want to reiterate is that we have power, and that we should recognize that. The first step is recognizing that we have power and we're not some like some beggars. And so utilizing that power, whether it be through organizations, doing advocacy work, telling your friends about what's happening inside Tibet. How many of you have told your friends about Ologaranze? Have you? I hope so. Because this is one of the best ways to showcase what's happening inside Tibet. And I just wanted to share that. And if you are interested in learning more about what you can do for Tibet in terms of advocacy work at the state level, like I mentioned, in Tibetan, I'm the U.S. National Coordinator for VTAG, Voluntary Tibet Advocacy Group. So I would love to get more youth involvement from New York in particular, because look at all of you, there's so many of you, and I know there's such an untapped potential here, and I hope if you're interested, you reach out to me and you talk to me. I'll be here for the duration of the protest. But Geroma Tamje Kenji Sibachi Bucho, Putze Tilo and Tilo Tebatan, Perla, Digi Sebi Mashabe, Revada Midu Shucho, Pergale! Tuche.